A lot of boys choose to play sports, but I think they don't realize the importance of it to their development because it really does impact you in so many positive ways and more than people like talk about. They just do it for fun a lot of the time, but it really is so helpful. A lot of modern life removes struggle in sports and reintroduce it, right? They force discipline, and when motivation dies, like they expose your weakness. They give you a structure when your life feels chaotic. They give you like a way to channel your anger and stress. You know, hard practices, like doing hard things makes life feel easier. I always say something, kind of like that. How you need to do more hard things and do fun stuff and all that, all that jazz. And that's where sports can come in and actually fill that hole for you. Sports also builds confidence through actual actions instead of just being told you're doing good and you're getting a fucking participation trophy at school. It's things like that where it's like, man, you start to realize like sports is so impactful in a boy's development. I mean, yeah, I've talked about this before that the higher test like boys, they tend to be the more competitive ones, right? And those kids tend to go on to be like great athletes because they developed a competitive, confident mindset from a young age, which is so valuable now because you don't see that a lot. You see it maybe in high school and then it kind of dies out once they become an adult. It's very rare to see that throughout someone's entire lifetime, right? So that can only really be built through sports. It's really hard to build that somewhere else, right? And I've played sports pretty much my entire life. Many different sports. I've played baseball. I've played basketball. I've played soccer. I've played. I've tried out archery one time. I've done swimming. I've done a lot of different things, right? I think baseball and soccer have stuck with me the most. I think I'm the best at those. But I've noticed like just the failure and the hardship, it teaches you to bounce back. It teaches you to work harder. It gives you something to work towards because like for people who are adults, they have something to work towards, which is like making more money, however they want to do that, right? Whether they want to be a fucking normie and they want to get a job, or if they want to be uh, an entrepreneur. And that is kind of you're working hard when you're a kid is like you working hard to be a better athlete, right? And I still do that now, even though like I don't plan on doing professional sports, right? I still work on individually myself being a better athlete, right? Because why would I not do that? It's so fulfilling to do so. So, and I think even as an adult, I'll probably still do that because I just think it's so fun. And we do that in the gym. So, I mean, why not do that outside the gym as well? I guess. But I see it as a hobby, but also as a lifestyle. And it's honestly where a lot of my discipline and interest in discipline came from was sports. Honestly, I don't think I would be this invested in self improvement if it weren't for sports. Really, in 2023, that's where that picked up, and I started eating better. And this was before I even discovered self improvement. I've talked about this in my self improvement like life story thing that I made a while back. That's like a 30-minute video discussing my whole life story. And basically, that was the point where it almost was like a waking up moment for me where I was like, yeah, sports? Fuck. Really has changed my life. Really has done a lot of positive for me. Watching sports really helps me, keep wanting to play it. Um, like right now, I'm really invested in the MLB and I'm playing baseball, so it's good for that, right? You watch other players and you get inspired by them. Um, and I mean, there really is no better way to build confidence. I don't think I would be as confident as I am socially right now if I wasn't as good at and I wasn't as athletic and strong as I am because I wasn't very athletic or strong for a while. Even though I played sports, I wasn't the best kid on the team all the time. I wasn't even probably in the top 50% of the team. Now I'd say in at least soccer, I'm definitely in the top 50%. What I would assume, what I would guess on like a pretty above average team. I would be in probably in the top 50%. Um, and I can just the amount of confidence that that builds in someone's mind, the amount of worry that takes away from somebody knowing that you're really good at something is you can't really explain it in words. It's so important to a child's development to be confident. Now, not everyone is going to be, but I do think sports is the best way to do that. Now, if every kid played sports, it would make sports much more competitive. So I don't think every kid should, because then it would be unrealistically competitive and there'd be, I mean, greater athletes would come out of it most likely. But to be fair, not every kid's brain is going to love sports, even if they're forced to play it. I can tell you right now, for a while, I didn't like it. I really liked basketball. I really didn't want to play soccer, but I did anyway because my parents wanted me to. I really love baseball. Now I really love soccer. Now I like playing basketball for fun. Um, but I think like it's it's really hard to realize how important it is until you're like almost an adult. If you do realize it really young, that's a really good thing, but you're probably not going to because you really see how it impacts you later because you think so differently and act so differently to everyone else. Like in high school, a lot of people just stick to their friends, but like even some of the athlete kids do so, but I'm not one of those people. I like to meet new people all the time and make new friends and join new groups all the time. And I see it as a normal routine thing for myself. I don't see it as like a weird thing. A lot of people see that as super weird and like kind of, just hard to do and like they don't even feel like doing it. But I'm like I'm doing that all the time. I'm meeting new friends and joining new groups all the time, right? And that's good. And a lot of that confidence to be able to do that socially came from playing sports because that's essentially what you're doing on a team. You're joining a new group of friends, you're making a new group of friends, and you have to work cohesively towards the greater good of winning the game, right? And that applies to every sport I've played except for like fucking archery and swimming, right? But every other sport I've played, that's exactly where that where that's important. Basketball, baseball, especially baseball, and also definitely especially soccer because the amount of cohesion, the amount of cooperative and coordination it takes to be able to pass the ball effectively and move it, attacking and defending and defending, um, and I mean that kind of skill seems so rare these days. I hardly see people with that level of confidence. So you become such a valuable person, and it's for the price is for at least for you is just some time and I'd say some energy. But I think it's so worth it as a kid to always play sports. It's especially as a young man. It's so crucial and important to your development if you want to be a confident, valuable person. Now, there is those people that peak in high school or, and they are nothing afterwards and they're great athletes, sure. But that's because they probably didn't use their skills and social advantage effectively. You have to know how to do that as well. That's equally as important as having it. But I think it's really the only way to get that level of confidence. So if you're 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, play some fucking sports. Don't care if it's for your high school, don't care if it's for a travel team or fucking rec team. It could be anything. And I'm telling you right now, you'll be happier because you'll feel a sense of brotherhood, especially if you really get along with your teammates and you have really high quality people on your team who are actually intelligent people. Uh, even if you're losing, you're still probably going to enjoy yourself. And even if you're losing, you're going to put yourself to be better, right? At least that's how I think. And I think you should think that way as well in everything. I mean, pushing yourself to be better is so important. It's also a very rare skill. And I think it's the best way taught is through sports. So, absolutely play sports. So fucking important. So important. So do what makes you stronger, not what makes you feel good. See you guys.